Buckle up, strap in, because there's a lot I gotta cover.
Where are we going, Chloe? Puerto Rico! Woo, woo!
Welcome back to part 2, the Puerto Rico vlog.
Alright.
But he's struggling over here. My suitcase is broken. Chloe's tripping and falling all over the place. I'm running off of 2 hours of sleep, but you know, we're here. We're ready to tackle this day. We made it through TSA just in time. Chloe waited in line while I quickly ran to the bathroom and then ran to get a bagel because I was starving, and we made it to our gate literally in the nick of time. It was about a 5-hour flight, so I tried to sleep as best as I could. My head was bobbing left, right, up, down, every which way, so I think I got a good hour worth of sleep. But you know, we can sleep when we're dead. We persevere.
I started playing my music and my headphones were connected.
Te quedó charro, ¿dónde está el aplauso boricua?
Yep, just landed in Puerto Rico. As you can tell, Chloe's a little excited. There she goes to grab her suitcase. This was actually the second time it came around. The first time she tried to grab it, she had some technical difficulties and straight up almost wiped out. When we landed, my tia Jessica picked us up, and then we waited for Jada, our cousin, to land, and then we kind of just drove around a bit trying to find a place to eat. We settled on this arepa place. Literally so good.
How thick their bags are here. Look, feel.
Oh my gosh.
I know. I'm gonna take this home.
To be fair, those bags were pretty thick, but here we are getting to our Airbnb. As soon as we got up, I showered, changed, and got ready for bed because we had a busy ass day ahead of us. Next morning, we woke up at 9, got ready, and then we went to this little cafe that was in our Airbnb. I got a chai, Chloe got a matcha, and then at 10, we got picked up to go cave exploring. Just made it to our destination, and we are so excited to get started. We found it so amusing that all of us were in hiking gear, gym shoes, and then we take a look at our guide and he's literally in chanclas. Past the little parking area, the roads became really steep, and at one point this car had came down and ended up getting stuck. Some guys that were there and our guide tried pushing it back up, but didn't work, so they had to call a tow truck, and we kind of just watched as it got towed away. We're currently beginning our descent down into the caves. These are kind of the last shots I get because obviously I couldn't record as I was literally treading water. The rain here is always so sporadic, so it was really slippery as we were walking down.
If you're gonna fall, let us know ahead of time so that we can record, okay?
This is the point where we had to put our phones away because we are jumping into the caves. We only took one life jacket because it honestly wasn't going to be that much swimming, and I'd like to think I'm a pretty good swimmer, but as soon as I jumped in, those shoes started weighing me down. Chloe was the next to jump, then Jada, then my tia Jessica. Initially the water was pretty cold, but as you swim you get used to it. Here's a little sneak peek of what it looked like inside one of the caves. At the end you end up at this kind of watering hole, and this is where you can jump off the cliffs and just swim and chill. We met a couple of the other people that were climbing, so here we are just all hanging out, vibing, doing what it do. Here we go. If you're wondering what's on our faces, it's clay from a rock that we found in the caves. I'm trying to give you guys the POV of what it looks like getting to the top. So to get up, you have to walk this little narrow ledge, and they have rope on the side there so you can hold on. It's a short walk to the top, and then from there, you just swim back to the shallow to climb back over again. Gotta take a moment for this view. The pictures do not do it justice. It was so beautiful. We stayed here for about an hour, just swimming, jumping, talking to some other people. Beyond this point, I couldn't use my phone because you had to swim or climb to get to the other places. But behind me in this video, kind of going through that little crevice, there's an even taller jumping point. So we were taking turns from jumping on this little one and then the other one. Finally, on our way back up, one of the guides took us in his truck because after all that swimming, we were not trying to make that hike back up. The ride back was a little bumpy, but you know, we didn't mind. It was all part of the adventure. Just got to the top, and now we're on our way back to the Airbnb. It was was around 3 p.m. at this point, and the rest of my family had just landed. So we were gonna go back, shower, change, and then go out to eat. The roads here are super narrow, so you really gotta stick to your side of the road because barely 2 cars fit. Also, I forgot to mention, on the way there, we saw Bad Bunny's house. He doesn't currently live there, obviously, but yeah, that's where he used to live. We came to scope out the new Airbnb we'll be staying at, and then we dipped to go eat. Mind you, the only thing I've eaten all day was an apple, so I was so hungry. On the street we're staying at, there's a whole bunch of restaurants and different stores. I don't remember what the one we went to was called, but the food was really good and also really filling. Now, I did order a burger, but that's only because I was so hungry I had to order the simplest option. We're on our way to Rauw Alejandro's
Cosa nuestra.
When I tell you our day was packed, our day was packed. Each activity was literally back to back to back.
Thank you, papi. Oh, it's raining.
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
Oh, shoot. Oh, shoot. Oh, shoot.
Move, bitch!
Yeah, when I tell you the rain was sporadic, I wasn't playing. It went from no rain, clear skies, to, oh, a slight drizzle, to boom, thunderstorm, within a matter of seconds. Everybody's hair is just ruined, makeup is ruined, Chloe needs to tie her shoe. Thea over here just gave up on running completely. But you know, we digress. We made it inside, recollected ourselves, and then head upstairs to find our seats. This concert was a whole event. If you had come like before the concert had started, they had all these pop-ups. First 100 people got free tattoos, and you know, unfortunately we got there right when it started, so we didn't get to experience any of it, but it looked pretty nice. And now I'll let you enjoy this little highlight reel of Cosa Nuestra. There was so much more to show that I just do not have the time for, but that was one of my most favorite concerts. He really gave us the full experience. 100 out of 10 recommend. Oh my god, plus that man is so fine. Rauw Alejandro, Rauw. Alright, moving on. Next day was Thanksgiving, so we decided to spend the morning at the beach. Ahí está Amparito y Chloe nadando. Creo que lo pasaron aquí por casi una hora. Pero este día estuvo perfecto para ir a la playa. No estaba tan húmedo, había una brisita bien rica y no había tanta gente tampoco. Sitting at the beach. Adult Capri Sun. So let me give you guys a little backstory. The first time I came to Puerto Rico, I got severe sun poisoning. Like, it was so bad, I could not move. Now, with that in mind and the fact that we had forgotten the sunblock, I decided to spend most of my time in the shade, journaling, doing arts and crafts, reading, etc. This chair claimed so many victims. I think it got my mom, Chloe, and my tia Jessica. After a good few hours there, we packed up our things and decided it was time to go. But when we got to the car, we found out the keys were in fact lost. How to reverse, Terry? So my tia Jessica came over to try to help, and turns out whole time she had the keys. So as soon as we got back, we all showered and got ready because we had to get to dinner before all the places closed. Our next stop was Old San Juan, and when we got there, the traffic was so bad. So much so that my mom had time to get out, throw away her garbage, and make it back in time. It was 8 p.m. at this point, and we were finding out that all the restaurants were already closed or closing. I don't know how, but we ended up finding this one restaurant. We had to walk up so many flights of stairs. And then when we get there, the seating is outside, and the only menu they have is turkey, sweet potatoes, and macaroni salad. Personally, that wasn't the dinner I was imagining, so half of us stayed and half of us dipped. And thank God we did, because remember how I said the seating was outdoors? Yeah, well, it started raining as soon as we had gotten into the Uber. Since it was Thanksgiving and all the places were closed, we didn't have that many options. The place we chose was called Taisan. It was one of the restaurants that was on the street we were staying at. It was actually really good too. Rise and shine. Day 3. So Friday morning, we all got up, got dressed, because today we were spending it at El Yunque. Oh, you guys look like twins! Oh. You see all these people in this elevator? You see how crammed we are? Well, imagine that in a car. Matter of fact, you don't have to imagine, because you're about to see our struggle right now. We weren't trying to get another rental, so we had to find a way to fit 5 people in the back of this car. We somehow found a way for all of us to fit, but we had a long 45 minutes ahead of us. So we all tried to get as comfortable as we could with the very little space we had. I mean, guys, it was legs on top of legs on top of legs. Chloe's legs were falling asleep. Tia's back was killing her. My neck was killing me. My mom's neck was killing her. Amparo está aquí doblada como una silla. Y solo puedo imaginar lo que los carros detrás de nosotros estaban pensando. We're all trying to get a little more comfortable, so we tried telling my grandma to move her legs, pero cuando intenta moverlos, nos damos cuenta de que su pie está atorado. I don't think you guys understand how freaking funny this whole situation was. Like, we were all dying of laughter. We rode like this for about 25 minutes, and then we all came to the consensus that this was not working, so we pulled over and tried to reorganize. Attempt number 2. There was a little bit of space behind the 2 front seats on the floor, so I shimmied my way in there, and with one less person, it actually cleared up a bit more space. Now that we were a little more comfortable, we were ready to continue this adventure. Cuando llegamos al Yunque, antes de empezar la subida, obviamente teníamos que tomarnos unas fotos con esta cascada. Vamos, mis amores, vamos. Alright guys, we've been hiking 10 miles. We have no end in sight. No end in sight.
Where we are?
No water, no food, no service.
She's wearing it all.
Hopefully we make it out of here okay.
Yes.
Just kidding. So the map said the hike was only 3 miles, but I could have sworn we were hiking for way longer. So far so good. We're for the most part sticking together. This hike was so peaceful. Like, there was barely any people out, and honestly that was probably because they were closing in like 40 minutes. But at around, I want to say, the halfway point, we found this little creek / swimming hole, so we decided this was the perfect spot to take a little break. Mi abuela y Ian se metieron y el resto de nosotros nomás nos quedamos ahí al ladito. La pasamos ahí como 15 minutos y luego le seguimos con la subida. Okay guys, we're gonna go explore. Oh shit, there's I almost walked into the spider web. Let's chill out, guys. We're climbing higher and higher. People are getting more tired. We're taking more water breaks. And we start to wonder, man, is this really a 3-mile hike? Well, I decided to start walking a little further ahead because it was close to closing time and the sun was going to be setting soon. I had finally reached the home stretch when all of a sudden the rain just comes pouring down. Me, my dad, and Ian were waiting in this little shelter area that they had when these guys come down and tell us that if we jogged, we could get there in about 20-ish minutes. Ian and I decided to run because we were so close to the end and we might as well just finish. So in the rain, we go. I want to say we made it in about 10 minutes, but by the end of that, oh man, I had to catch my breath. It was raining so much that when you looked out, you could not see anything beyond this point. Like, look at this. There is absolutely no visibility. We made it to the top. It's not raining as bad, but it's still raining. After a couple of minutes, it stopped raining, and because it was so windy, it started to clear up a bit. And as it was clearing up, it started to expose this beautiful landscape. The views were insane. Shortly after, my dad and Chloe showed up, and then a couple minutes later, my mom came straggling in. On the way back down, I heard a koki so loud, it had to be right next to me, so I started trying to find where it was at. Before we continue though, let's take a moment to appreciate the sounds of the rainforest. After El Yunque, we were all hungry, so of course we had to get dressed and go out to eat. We ended up on this street full of restaurants, bars, clubs, and it was a vibe, honestly. This is what I got. After dinner, my parents, Grandma P and Ian left to the Airbnb, and then me, Tia, and Chloe went out to the bars. Security kept giving me these free shot stickers, so we used a couple of them and then walked around to see what else there was. There was actually a lot to see on these few blocks. We saw some people dancing outside, we walked around. There was a crowd of people, so we go and see what's up, and it's this guy with some snakes out and this other guy with the monkey. The rest of the night we really just went based off vibes. We walked into where we saw a lot of people going, checked out different bars, different clubs, and yeah, honestly just chilled. We circled back to the guys with the snake and he let me hold them, so here I am carrying it, and guys, honestly I felt so bad for the snakes. He was literally blowing his smoke into their faces. Me and Tia got one more drink and then we were back into another club space. We spent a few minutes here and then we were on to the next one. Last shot of the night, and then we were on our way back to the Airbnb. Oh my gosh, I also forgot to mention, I almost got into a fight with this girl that was at the bar right there. I don't know what she was doing. She was just standing there looking dumb. And we're coming up because we're gonna buy a drink, and she gave Thea the nastiest look, followed by, I was here first. But she wasn't even buying anything, like she was just standing there. So Thea just went in front, ordered her drink, and then we left. Instead of Ubering, we decided to walk back since it was only like a 10-minute walk. We started plotting on how we could prank my parents, so we came up with the idea of walking in acting completely drunk. They ended up being asleep when we walked in, so that was a fail. Last day in Puerto Rico, we are so sad. We had so much food that we still had to get rid of, so our breakfast consisted of just random leftovers. Originally, we were all supposed to leave Sunday, but then a big storm came to Chicago, so we were worried that we weren't going to be able to catch any flights. So Saturday was our new date of return. With the few hours we had left, we all wanted to go back to Old San Juan during the day. We checked out a few souvenir shops, a couple of boutiques, and then we went into Drunken Cookies to try out what they had. The packaging was so cute, and each cookie came with its own little shop, hence why they were called Drunken Cookies. After that little excursion, we were back at the Airbnb packing everything up, made a couple errands, and then we loaded everything up into the car. Ian and my dad had gotten on the earlier flight in the morning, but just because there was less people doesn't mean we had more space. This was our seating situation because we had no more room in the trunk for our suitcases, so we had to bring some carry-ons into the front with us. We made it to the airport, made it to our gate on time, and then we were on our flight back to Chicago. Just landed, and we are now on our way to baggage claim to pick up our suitcases. You can literally see my breath. What do you have to say about this weather, bro?
I hate living here, bro.
P, what do you have to say?
It's just embarrassing.
It was pretty depressing going from this to this. But you know, that's what makes us appreciate vacations and traveling. Overall, Puerto Rico was such an amazing experience, and I cannot wait to go back. Thank you for joining me on this journey. Peace out, Girl Scout.